Adaptability of the mind is a great concept. All right, bam, bam, bam. Dang, I lost my spot. We're gonna go back to right here. All right. Adaptability in the mind is a great concept. If your mind is your best and your main attribute, why not level it up to the point where you can just be not all knowing, but able to grasp any concept in a fast amount of time? Uh, Today, once again, we are stuck in the confines of a backyard. All because an individual that resembles me is doing so-called illegal things. All right, wait. It gets to a point. All right, let's talk about filler words like but stuff like that. The reason we've put in filler words is because we don't know what the next word is, or we're speaking, our mind is speaking faster than our mouth can interpret. Interpret. With that in mind, there's so many levels to just talking to a person that even when you're talking, their perception of you talking is totally different. They might give, you might talk to somebody and it might give off, oh, he's anxious, he's nervous, or oh, he's a pretentious prick. The way he is always about the tone, you know. So when I come on here, I don't want you to see me as somebody that's just straight spiritual and you trying to be intellectual. No, we don't. I don't want to come on here and do that. I shouldn't have to be so self-aware that I got to tell you that each video. Worst thing, worst thing comes to shove, right? I don't make that much video. So in this one, I want to tell y'all, go back to my old videos. You can go watch those. Dang, there's a video that I love the most that has no views. Dang, what is it called? I forgot, bro. I forgot. Is it like Haklong? No, I pronounced it wrong. It's something with an H. All right, it's H-A. Is it Haylcon? I think so. It's spelled like that. I forgot. In the moment, I thought of the word, and then I looked up the definition. The word was already created, but I still used it. That video right there was where I was the most calmest. But my video, my camera present wasn't so good. It was like this, and bro, even though I hate that angle, I tend to use it because I'm scared to look at the camera. You know, it's always like a contentious tick that we all have. So right now, I'm in this backyard. I'm gonna be in this backyard for a couple more weeks until PT is over, and then we're gonna start being able to throw again. But I have excommunicated athletics and sports out my mind already. I'm not hyper focused on this, but this is a nice little outlet for my voice and yours. So contribute. You know, you don't have to contribute, but like contribute with a like, a subscribe, tell a friend, a family member. Be like, oh, I know you don't watch YouTube like that, but this dude he be talking about, it really resonates with me. He's a really cool dude. He's level headed, and I like the way he speaks. He speaks to you like he already knows you. But it gets to a point when people think they're so smart and they're so intellectual and they're so self-aware to the point where they don't need you, right? That they become a narcissist. They become indicative to the things that they think. Oh, special guest. Deuce, my main man. What's up? What's up, boy? Give me some. Yeah, my dog. That's my right hand man right there. The reason I say that because he holds no envy. He holds no lust. He holds no gluttony. He holds no sin. He only does what's primal, you know? He only does what his mind and his body tells you. He doesn't overthink about society norms, and he just acts. But some of our society norms are shackles to what we usually is. Alright, so look. Bam, I wanted to talk about this way before, right? Before I was even about to touch music, before I wanted to do anything, I wanted to talk about how fragile society is, you know? Like, we're taking like little nicks at the wall. Matter of fact, a better analogy is a piece of a wine glass filled up with water. Be water, because water has no shape, has no contents. It forms to whatever is put in. It adapts Just like our mind is water, but over time it solidifies like not oobleck. What's another thing? But oobleck would be a good analogy because if you hit it, it's hard, but when you touch slowly, it's soft. It's malleable. Society is very fragile due to there's so many interconflicts and things that we think are different. We all have different minds. That's why we bump heads in almost every category. That does not matter. It doesn't matter what category it is. We will still bump heads because sometimes people will have different opinions just to go against you. That's how their mind are. They like to disagree. They like to debate. There's nothing wrong with that. But it gets to a point where are you doing it to contribute knowledge or are you just doing it to be an ass? No one knows, man. Nobody knows. But as society is so-called water and societal norms is the shattering wine glass, and every nick is a death, is a controversy, is a uproar, is a riot, is a protest, is a discrimination. It tends to tick to the point where you think the glass is going to break, but literally the glass has been broken for decades. The glass is no longer glass. It's styrofoam. It's fake. It's fake glass. It's acting glass. They have tried to recreate what we had past then, before I was even born, before you was born, and then make it what it seems not. This is not so conspiracy theory. I don't tell you to do an uproar or none of that. No. I come to enlighten you, but you can still do the things you want to do. You can still work, pay off your bills. You don't have to be an activist, but as long as you're being knowledgeable, okay? I don't get into politics because I think both sides, not because I want to be neutral, I want to be enlightened, or I think I'm better. I think both sides are equally wrong because the person that's up there, not the higher belief, but the person that's controlling all of that, they put in these minor inconvenience, these minor distractions, these deaths to stray you away from class consciousness. We pick, there's a side on each. Each are equally wrong, each are not even equally right. Some aspects. They take one point that they think they're right on, and it diminishes everything else they say. They say one good thing, and then they just slap everything else with evil. So, like, that's like me saying, okay, we shouldn't kill dogs. Dogs are a good thing, right? And then I say we should massacre cats because cats are the root of evil for dogs, right? That's not how you should be going against the grain. It's not how you should be going against those people, you know? You shouldn't be able to say this and then spit some rhetoric after. Don't say one thing that's positive and then the rest of anything you say is negative to shine positivity on that one category, that one topic, that one opinion. So we hold ourselves to this different standard because we think we're higher than another. As I say, equality is a facade. It's fake. We don't have equality. We have equality to a point where it fits them. It suits their status quo. And I tend to see that even with change, it's hard to figure out what point are you looking for. I made so many videos like this, but when I didn't have space, it was always getting cut. So I had like an idea in my head, like, oh, they're trying to silence me because since I had space on my phone, but every time I record a video, it gets cuts in half. Like that 11-minute video, that was 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Bro, that was one of my best videos. But it doesn't really matter, okay? What was it? Adaptive society, how it's fragile. What's another one? What's another one I wanted to really speak about? See, this is why you gotta write down your notes because you tend to lose it once you're speaking, once you're portraying what you want to say. You tend to lose it over time. All right. Okay. Music has been postponed. I'm not putting any music out yet because I tend to get self-conscious. I usually delete the music I make. I won't put none of my SoundCloud. You might, if you can find it, you can find it. If you can find it, you can find it. If not, then I'll start posting it once I guess get more, I don't know, notoriety. Because right now I'm a nobody, so that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with being a nobody because when you're a nobody, that's when you're the most authentic. But once you start getting that money, you start getting that fame, it starts to corrupt your mind. Some people it doesn't corrupt. It just amplifies the person they already is, but already are. Language, but in most instances it corrupts the mind to the point where you don't really see who you truly are anymore. Don't get me wrong, fame and money is a wonderful thing because you can spread your word in a vast amount of areas, but do you truly believe that that's the person you are once you gain that notoriety and that power. I don't know. Uh, okay, so one thing I want to tell you is I'll try to contribute in a positive manner, but me using negativity to get my name out there is a no go. I'm not gonna be doing it. I'm not gonna be fighting, smoking, doing anything, posting that to get more attention. Even though being evil is way easier, you know, being more controversial gets more, and then you can change. But then if you do that, your name is tarnished. You tarnish your name for it. You put that poison in you to get the help you want. The way I see it, if you poison yourself just to get help, and then you're healed, the people will be like, he still poisoned himself just to get attention. So it's a double-edged sword. No matter what you do, you will still be seen as that corrupt mind. Uh, what's one thing I want to talk about? That's not really that important to the video, but to me. Uh, if you watched a couple videos back, I was talking about a necklace I used to have, and I went in contact to the individual I thought that had it or knew the last place I had it because I was with them when I had it, and it didn't go so well. So yeah, that necklace is gone. It was a pendulum, I think, not a pendulum, but it was a pendant. It was a elephant head with a gash on the top, with a Jamaican colors. It was. I'll probably pop a picture here and there, not in the video, but like later on. But yeah, that was one of my favorite things. It gave me luck. I feel like because my mom had it, my mother had it, but she gave it to me. You know, and I really hold that trip. But like now that it's gone, it kind of hits home because I had a fit that I liked. That was in one of the videos. That was like it wasn't a fit, but it was an outfit that was like it was randomized, but it suited me. And that necklace would have matched the fanny pack and the shirt, but it's gone. So you know you can't contribute your things to minimalistic items. You know accessories are great, but you can't hold it to like power. You know you give everything power if you think about it, right? So I won't talk about anything about politics because it's none of my business, right? You know the person that's higher up, that's I have to I don't have to respect them, but it's liable to me. It's like treason. I feel like if you disrespect the person, yeah, enough votes. But if the way I feel like, okay, so if everybody thought like this, then we would have nothing. Your one vote wouldn't matter, right? That one vote's not going to change the masses, right? But then if everybody thought like that to the point where nobody's voting, then what would we do? Would it become it's a facade? Our so-called democracy, right? I feel like it's not a dictatorship, but it's getting to that point. But everybody has their different opinions, right? So there's either you stay neutral or you're neutral positive or you're neutral negative, right? You're not one neutral, because if you were neutral, you wouldn't have an opinion on anything. Everybody's opinionated to a point. I was okay, I was a jokester when I was in primary school and stuff like that. But when I got out of it, I wasn't losing feelings. I was more of my opinion. It may matter to me, but it won't matter to others to the point where it changed anything. So what's the point of me talking about it, right? It holds key factors to you. Um, contribute contribute what you know, not what you don't. All right. That's why people say speak on what you know, what you don't. We don't know anything. So what is there to speak on? You only know what you research. So I guess. So don't be an anti-intellectual. Be like, oh, you think you're smarter than me because you got education? No, bro. It's just that they know something that you don't because they took the time and years of dedication to study it. So, even though I go with that, right? What's the one thing? I tend to see that not only humans but animals. Well, we're animals. We're mammals, but I tend to see this. But we are territorial over things that we don't own, right? That's what America is. America is not land. It's just land we stole and we bought, and then we can combine it together to make our own country. I wonder how the world would be if we were still a big Pangea, right? If everything was still one big thing, right? I feel like there's got to be like a TV show or an anime about that. Just everything still being clumped up together, right? And see how it works, right? There will probably be an individual that wants to take up the whole land that would take years, like a Genghis Khan or something. Then there'll be one that wanted complete peace, one that wants money, one that just wants to be in the cut, controlling everything under the books, and there's one that just wants to live, right? Those are the five type of aspects that in the world that we have, right? So right now, the world we live in is it's in distraught, but then we're covering up like it's not distraught, and then people don't take it serious, or we're taking it too serious. Either way, you're not gonna be looked at as a person with endeavors and favors, right? Like, uh, the way I see it, right? You can say everything in the book, right, to trying to change somebody's mind, but it won't matter if they don't want to change themselves. As the old head said, right? You can lead a horse to fucking water, but you can't make it drink. Excuse my language. Well, I'm grown. Cool out. But even with that in mind, you have to see that yes, we all have our different opinions, and yes, everything has its own perspective and its own type of genre of life, right? Once I create the book about genres of life, because there's genres of life, I swear, not just like seasons. There's genres of life, like there's different type of feelings you get in those exact moments, like nostalgia. Is nostalgia a genre's life, or is this an aspect of genres of life, right? Because your genres are music, right? So maybe it's like a rainy day, you're walking outside, or you're in. You're no matter of fact. What's matter of fact? I'm gonna list a genre right now. Okay, you're in the house. It's not even Christmas time. It's cold. It's raining. You got your LED lights on. It's nice and warm. You're toasty. You're in the bed and you're listening to lo-fi music, right? And you're just writing down stuff. That's a genre, right? Even in movies, there's genres of life, right? Okay, bam. It's a sunny day. You're outside playing football with the bros, stuff like that. That's another genre, right? But I gotta get in depth because then you're gonna confuse it with, oh, those are just seasons. Those are just how you feel. No, no, no. There's different aspects of everything, right? I'll feel it. Just like genres of movies and genres of music and type of clothes. There's genres of life. And I feel if genres of life is already something that's already been spoke upon, but it's not popular, I'm gonna popularize it then. If I feel like I created it, not created it, but I feel like the aspect of genres of life will be something that I will fully try to get on and like make it popular because everything we do is stolen and not original. So me trying to create something that's new, it's hard because even if you think differently, you're still copying somebody way back in the past. Nothing is new fully. The only thing that can really be new is something that is a context that have never been found, even though it probably been found before but just haven't been published. That's why I feel like we should write everything on books because you can't really contempt, you can't really construe. We got white out, but like you can't really change your words on books. You know, once it's solidified on that paper and it's the original copy, you can't really change that. You know, when you make copies, then it can be edited. That's why this thing right here, most dangerous thing. I'm trying to tell you, it won't be the end of humanity. Like 2020 2029 we're gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's just that this will be the deception and the curse of our minds. Our minds will decrease and decrease over the years and generations due to this thing right here that I'm using. And it's okay because even if you try to warn everybody, because look, there's so many times in history when somebody trying to warn them of something coming and they don't want it because they're arrogant and they don't want to listen. Even history. But I feel like our history's been tainted, so we don't know. Like that dude that went on the horse, right? I forgot his name. And he told us, he told them the British was coming or something. Man, I'm not even gonna speak on that because I don't know the full aspect. Because if you speak on something that you don't fully know, then you just seem like a dumbass, right? So I'm not gonna speak on it. But it's a great concept to talk about. But once I study, I'll tell you the name. You know. But this is a great outlet for me. Good gosh, you can't even see me. All right, we're about to go in the light time. Did you coming? You said. Okay. We're going into the light so you can see me. How you doing, guys? There's a lot of lizards around here. I would prop you guys up, but then I feel like the audio starts to get pretty far. So maybe if I move up. All right, dudes, we're gonna move up. Come here, dudes. There's frogs and stuff all around here, snakes, but they're not that bad. So should I put you right here? Ooh. Oh, we're looking pretty nice, huh? You cozy? You cozy, big man? Yeah, all right. This right here is my prized possession. His name is Deuce. His name in Korean is Duse. It's pretty great. Pretty great guy. It's beautiful. You know? He's just like me, man. A new mind, experiencing things, and doesn't really grasp the concept of a lot of things. Like the other day, well, not the other day, but a couple weeks ago, my biological father came, right? There was a lot of ants on the steps, so he sprayed it down. But Deuce went up there, so we had to wash him, and he got scared. He tried to bite him because he never been sprayed by the hose before, so he got pretty aggy. That's my first time ever seeing him growl and stuff. So yeah, don't discipline your dogs. I mean, not to the point where you're abusing them, because I feel like you do something and you hit them, then they'll learn not to do that. That's not discipline. That's fear. You're instilling fear into the creature. That's what they do to their child. That's what they did to me. You know. That's what they did to me, man. But I feel like they do that to all kids, and then they grasp the concept of not doing that again. That's not discipline. That's instilling fear, you know. But to each his own. We don't really care. So guys, yeah, man. I was finna be like a YouTuber and say, put down in the comments what I should talk about next, but we don't do that here, okay? Because if it was just what I should be talking about, then it'd be a commentary channel, and that's not what we are, all right? That's what we're not finna delude ourselves to a commentary channel. It's just we don't got funds, bro, and the funds we do have are going to the family. So yeah, the funds that we do have are feeding the family and giving money to the homeless. I'm not self-righteous. I just do it just not out of pity, but I know how it been to be homeless, you know? I know how it feels to have nobody. But yeah, don't self-pity is a crippling poison to your mind. Don't pity yourself. That's why a lot of people say stay confident even when you're on your luck, when you're down on your luck. Stay confident because your mind is not really that good when you're down on yourself. You're your number one fan, so if you're down, that means your whole body's gonna be down. You gotta understand. You know, you gotta understand, bro. Like, I don't really, yeah. Anyway, I'm tangent, bro. Let me rap to you. All right, let me stop. We tend to intake things into the wrong level of understanding just because how we feel. So somebody might say something to you while you're mad and you take it as a attack or aggression, and somebody might say the same thing while you're sad and you take it as an insult. And then somebody might say the same thing when you're happy and then you take it as a joke. So perception and perspective, most dangerous things. But also a man's ego. Man's ego. Envy and ego, the two E's. Envy and ego, two things that's really a killer. But we might have to get out of here because I hear the bees start wasping around. I feel like I'm in their land. I don't want to disrespect them. So, yeah, the title, it will be deep. But the one thing I want to do, I want to apologize for the thumbnails. I've been falling off with the thumbnails. Or I've been getting lazy. I haven't been taking any really good photos. Some of them, they're not carbon copies, but some of them are taken in the same day, so they kind of look similar. So, like, yeah, I don't want to apologize. I've been getting lazy with that. I do. Dude, what are you doing? Get. Just say, go. I want to apologize with that. I have been getting lazy with the thumbnails and the quotes. I have been getting lazy with the quotes. But what I mean by that, I'm not, listen, we don't use... I don't even want to put that out there and put that in your head, but we don't use AI. You know, we don't do that. That's everything is up here. Every thumbnail is from my phone or from a camera, except I think one when it was snowing, and I thought it was mine because it was taken from the same day of snow, but I think it was somebody else's. I think it was embedded in light. I think that's mine, but I don't fully know because I've been deleting a lot of pictures so I could back up my phone. But great thing is we're still getting a new phone. But and new camera. We might get a mic, but I don't think a mic. We have to save up for not even audio, not even like studio time, but just like a place. Cause I'm gonna just start making music in the closet. There's better acoustics in there, and then put some styrofoam. The one thing I really want to know, what genre should I really hit first? Cause we're not touching rap. I've been trying to tell you that, but we might do alternative trap, and then and then move on from there. But I want to figure out what genre of music really suits me and then really is going to propel me to other things. And then And then when I'm diverse enough to hit every topic, then I'll start doing that, you know? Yeah. And we're not trying to just spam auto-tune in and be like, yeah, you know? And just do ad-libs. We're not trying to hit like that. But, yeah, I want to apologize about the thumbnails and the description. Because usually a quote under there, majority of the time. And, yeah, I edit my own videos, most of them. I used to use Capcom, but it wasn't really, it wasn't hit with me, so I deleted that. We gotta get a laptop. A laptop is like the best thing that could be for me at the time, or for you and me, cause okay, the way I'm talking to you right now is kind of professional, so we can, you know, we gotta break things down, you know, we gotta. Not everything I say is gonna be a new type of thing, but I'll try to create things, you know. Yeah, we'll figure it out to the point. You know, I had a dream one day that my videos blew up, but in the wrong reason. They blew up because of the old school. Somebody found my videos from my old school, and then they were just clowning me. I was like, dang, I want to build a fan base, a supporter, a family, a cult-like fan base that is distributed of all type of people. You know, very diverse and all type of people. I want you to connect with me on different levels, not just what I say, but the music I do, or the videos, or maybe even my art, or my fashion. We're not getting into fashion no more. As you can see, I got the hood do fit on. I got a tank top, some pants, and you got them bad boys on. Yeah. But I'll probably try to, you know, show some old pictures and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, we're only scratching the surface of what we can really do. We're scratching the surface. And if this video, oh, sorry for the aggression, but if this video don't save in my phone and it get cut in half, I'm gonna be hot. I swear I'm gonna be so hot. I'm gonna be hot. But aggression is not the answer. So, anyway, when it comes to that, I want to say I love you guys. Bye.